All right, this is a message about Jacob and why you want to be Jacob, even though you don't even know that you want to be Jacob. So this is just a piece, a little 10-minute video here to prick you into looking into why you want to be Jacob. All right, so you see throughout the Bible that Jehovah says Jacob's his elect, Jacob's his portion, Jacob's the apple of his eye. So Jacob is a group of people that God is saying that out of all Israel, Jacob is like the cream of the crop. Okay, there's scriptures that I'm about to read. Um, Again, hopefully that His word pricks you when you look into this. Where he's going and saying all these things about things that Israel does, right? Not the Gentiles, things that Israel does. But then he says Jacob's not like them. So you'll want to be Jacob. The church doesn't teach this to you. The church teaches you want to be the church, but the church is included in the negative things that I'm going to read here, but not Jacob. Okay, Israel, no. So Israel, you want to be Israel. Ephesians 2 tells you that, but it's like Israel, and then there's Jacob. You can see it in the scripture. So I'm going to start off on Jeremiah 10, and I'm going to read from the beginning here. This is about using trees to worship. Don't let anyone tell you it's not. It sounds like a Christmas tree. They pull it out of the forest, they deck it with silver and gold, and people we didn't have Christmas trees back then. It evolved, people. It's trees for worship that you deck and decorate and use for some type of worship. You're worshiping the Messiah with it, which you shouldn't be doing. It's not his birthday. It's all stupid. You're going to see that they're brutish in knowledge, which means it doesn't make sense. Like you chose a birth date that's not really the date. That doesn't, like, when God is the God of just and righteousness, choosing what random things that doesn't compute. Why would you do that? Right? Truth, worship in spirit and truth, not just made up nonsense. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaks unto you, O house of Israel. So this is to Israel. This is to the believers. This isn't to atheists. Thus saith Jehovah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the customs of the people are vain. People's customs, people's traditions. It's early, there's a bunch of mosquitoes out. The people's customs are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. The workman cuts it down, they deck it with silver and gold, they fasten it with nails, with hammers, that it move not. Oh yeah, that's an Asherah pole, and they were He's saying cutting down a tree and doing something with it for worship is vain. They are upright as the palm, but speak not. They must needs to be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. This goes along with Deuteronomy 12, where he says, don't look what the heathen do and copy them to worship me. You did that with the Christmas tree. We all did it. We didn't read the Bible and go, oh, look, God says bring a tree and do it. That means he got it from the heathen. He doesn't like that. For as much as there is none like unto thee, Jehovah, you are great, and your name is great in might. Who would not fear ye, O King of nations? For to thee does it appertain. For as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. Like, listen to him. There's none like unto him. If he comes up with a way to worship him, follow it. Don't add to or take away. But they, these other people, house of Israel, the people who claim to be believers, are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. The tree is a doctrine of vanities. It's all vain. Easter, Christmas, all the traditions of it are vain. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the works of the workmen, of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. I'm gonna skip to verse 12. He has made the earth by his power. He has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he utters his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He makes lightnings with rain, and brings forth the wind out of his treasures. He does all these things. He is almighty. He is all powerful. Let's listen to him. This is what he's saying here because of the next verse. Every man, now he's talking about man. He was talking about himself, now he's talking about man. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. Your Mary statues, all this stuff, you're confounded, you're cooked. He's saying it has, no, it has. He's telling you it's confounded you. You're going to argue with God. They are vanity and the work of errors. It's an error. It's a blunder. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The Mary statue ain't saving nobody, people. It's not going to do it. Now here's Jacob. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. There you go. All this stuff bad that people do, the believers, these things, these errors, but not Jacob. But not Jacob. Do you want to be like Jacob? Because he's not like them. So how do you find out who Jacob is? Well, it's believers who aren't doing Christmas and Easter, and they're following God. That's the context of that chapter. This is quoted again in Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51. And again, read these chapters, read them in full on your own. Jeremiah 51 is about the destruction of Babylon. Well, guess what? It's Mystery Babylon. This is about the nation who's the biggest nation, surrounded by many waters. Many nations live within it. It's the United States of America, people. You might want to give Jeremiah 50:51 a read. But for today's purposes, we're going to start here where it quoted in Jeremiah 10. He has made the earth by his power. He has established the world by his wisdom and has stretched out the heaven by his understanding. When he utters his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He makes lightnings with rain and brings forth the wind out of his treasuries. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the molten image. By the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Jehovah is his name. Again, read these chapters, 50 and 51. It's all errors and blunders that believers make, but not Jacob. Thou art my battle axe, Jacob, he's saying, and weapons of war. For with you I will break in pieces the nations, and with thee I will destroy kingdoms. And with thee I will break in pieces the horse and the rider, and the chariot and his rider. With thee I will also break into pieces man and woman, and with thee I will break in pieces young and old, and with thee I will break in pieces the young man and the maid. And it just continues to go on and on and on. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight. Now we're going to go to Jeremiah 4, because we're going to connect this with him establishing heavens. He's showing his wisdom and knowledge, and you should follow him because he's created everything. Verse 22, for behold, for my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sought as children, and they have no understanding. They are brutish. That's what it was saying in Jeremiah 10 and 51. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. I think it's in Corinthians 14. Paul says, be like children when it comes to evil, but man when it comes to knowledge. He's pulling from here. Same thing. I beheld the earth, and look, it was without form and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. I beheld the mountains, and look, they trembled, and the hills moved lightly. I beheld, and look, there was no man, and all the birds were in heaven. So he's going to say the same thing about how he's a creator. So read all of Jeremiah 4, because it's about what he wants you to do to turn away from evil. Then you go to 2 Peter 3 and read that. It's quoting that God is the creator of the world. And in the beginning of the chapter, it goes on how Jehovah, Peter says, be mindful of the prophets. So all these things are instructions on how to become Jacob and not be like the ones he's coming to punish. Don't you believe he created heaven and earth? Maybe he knows what he's talking about, people. Don't follow man, follow Jehovah. Be Jacob. Look into this.